Well, it turns out that Infinity Ward decided to surprise us today on Thursday, a day early, and they just dropped the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Alpha on us. Now, the Alpha consists of Gunfight, which is a 2v2 matchup where you and a partner will go against two other people in a very quick match. And how this works is, it seems anyway, at the beginning of every round, you get a random assortment of equipment, which includes guns, grenades, Molotovs, mines, whatever. It just throws it at you randomly. And it seems like everyone has the same loadout, and you have like a 40-second timer, and it's just like go. And it's pretty cool so far, and I wanted to talk about at least what I think so far of Call of Duty with what we've seen. Now, I do want to stress this is, according to them, an alpha, so it's pretty early, I would say, in what their development was at the time, and I'm sure it's changed in some capacity. So some of the stuff I say here and some of the criticisms may change and be fixed even by the time it comes out, because we're probably using a pretty early build, I would say. Like, I think this is probably the build that was getting shown off at E3, where they were like babysitting, the controllers and the stations and everything. So I think certain aspects of this will be improved by the time it releases. But if you want to see, I guess, how the final build is versus this one, if you're subscribed, you'll see that video when it comes up. And if you enjoy the look at it here today, make sure you like the video. And let's talk a little bit about this 2v2 mode. So I will say I'm not the greatest Call of Duty player out there or anything. I do enjoy the game for its campaign, and the reason I wanted to check this out is because I know there's going to be some very controversial campaign here apparently, and I wanted to see how it would overall play, control, how it would feel, how the guns would I guess work and everything, and how the overall experience would be. And so far, I like what I'm seeing. Like, the impact of the guns, like everything about this so far feels, I think, grittier, more realistic. I mean, this is a different engine. It's one they've been working on for a while now, and it feels different by a fair amount, I think, from Black Ops 4. Now, I think that goes back to if you've been playing Call of Duty for a while, and I've been playing Call of Duty for quite a bit. I didn't get into it every year like some people probably do. Like, for example, I didn't really get into Call of Duty Ghosts that much. Just didn't. But I always liked Modern Warfare 2. That was like my go-to Call of Duty. I know a lot of people liked Call of Duty 4, but for some reason, Modern Warfare 2 always stuck with me. So I was excited to hear that Infinity Ward was going to go back to like old school Call of Duty, and I think they've done that so far here. So when you get into the gunfight, it gives you 40 seconds, and then you and your partner will run around and try to kill the other two in that match. And it does kind of turn into, now this is just the game type that they created. There's going to be, of course, standard team deathmatch and all kinds of stuff, hardcore and everything. But it seems like they've introduced this as a pretty fun kind of pick up and play style game where everyone just drops in and technically has the same loadout and everything. And then it's up to your skill to take the other team down pretty quickly. If that timer runs out and it's like they have like capture the flag kind of elements set up where you can run to the center and capture the point, and then it just ends anyway. So essentially, this entire thing from start to finish will be done in less than a minute for each round, and it's first to 6. So sure, it could technically go like 10 minutes, 10, 11 minutes with all the rounds if you go to like the final round. But most times the scores end up being like 6-2, 6-3 or something, and you're done this entire thing pretty quickly. And most of them won't even go a full minute or anything. A lot of them are done in like 20 seconds. So it is quick. You can pick up play and get done. And I do like that aspect of it being very quick. It's not a serious time sink or anything just to jump in. It's going to be done fast. So I do like that a lot. This is the only mode that they have currently available in this, and I think that's fine because it's just an alpha. They're probably testing out their servers, seeing what people think of the mode, and they're looking for feedback across the board. So if you have any advice or criticisms or anything, make sure they know. I believe they have like a bug report and everything you can send in as well if you see anything like crazy happening. This is a new engine, so they probably want as much feedback on that as possible. Now, with that said, the frame rate needs some work. And I don't think this is Pro Enhanced. This is on the PlayStation 4. I have a PS4 Pro. I don't think it's Pro Enhanced at all. And I noticed that with the image quality, I think it's like 1080p most likely, and it doesn't seem to recognize that you're even playing on a PS4 Pro. So this alpha build probably isn't even optimized for the extra power that the Pro has versus the regular PS4. And it's an alpha, so I'm willing to just kind of overlook that for now. But I hope that's something they're working on, the image quality and the frame rate. The thing about Call of Duty is it's generally known for its very fast and snappy frame rate. So when you start getting hitches in the gameplay, it's something you notice badly. Like, you really notice it. It almost breaks up the flow of combat for you, and it's something that I would regularly notice. And what was strange to me, it wouldn't always happen at times you would expect. Like, I would expect it to happen when things are exploding on screen or there's fire on screen. When I would throw like a Molotov and there was fire, I would notice it. But sometimes I was just like running through the field essentially, or through the middle of the level, and it just the frame rate would kind of stutter, and it was very odd. I do like that the time to kill feels faster, so everything you do when you are shooting at people feels more impactful, and I think that's what they were going for with what they were describing the game to be, which is a more gritty, realistic, I guess, to a degree, Call of Duty. Like, you're not running along walls or doing anything like that, and when you would, for example, shoot the shotgun, it would feel like you like the way that the sound of the gun would go off and everything, it felt like impactful. And the time to kill is lower, it seems, than Black Ops 4, at least to me when I was playing it. So I think people are going to feel more at home with this than they did with Black Ops 4, because that was a sticking point for a lot of people. Some would feel like the enemies have too much health, and the self-healing thing kind of threw them off. I think the self-healing thing would add, I think, a pretty good bit of strategy to the whole thing. But I do understand that some people were just like, you know what, I don't want to do any of that. I want the health to just come back normally. Like, I would hide and eventually it would come back. Happens here as well. Your screen will go gray though when you get down to like your last little bit of health, and then it will regenerate over time. It seems to regenerate kind of slow so far. But yes, time to kill much lower, so you can take people out a bit faster. But there's really, I mean, because this is just the 2v2 alpha, there's just not as much, I guess, to even be able to go over until we get the full experience. Like, we're hearing about how there is like 100-person maps apparently, and that's going to be something to see how that works with the new engine, if we're getting slowed down with 2v2, although again, new engine, alpha, all of that, I get it. But at this point, I'm excited for Call of Duty after seeing this. Now, with that said, I do want to stress, I think we all understand what's going to happen here with this game, with Activision. So you're going to have to make that call if this is something you want to get into. Most likely, Activision is going to pump this thing full of microtransactions and all of that, and that's going to be a shame. However, the reason I really want to get this game is because I want to see what the campaign is in this, because it sounds like they are spending a lot of time with it, and it really came down to how will this game play and how will it feel when you're running around aiming and shooting and everything. And gunplay should be king in a lot of these games, and it seems like, at least in this one, they've spent quite a bit of time with that, and I'm looking forward to it. So yes, unfortunately, microtransactions will exist in this game. What's going to happen, and I already know this, and I'm getting ready for it, by the way, they're going to ship it without any of that stuff in there, just like they did with Black Ops 4. Everyone's going to review it. I'll talk about it as well, and then they're going to add everything in, and that's the way it is. So I'll keep that in mind when they ship it and everything, but I'm going to go in, play the campaign, give you my thoughts on that, play a little bit of the multiplayer, and then, to be honest, I'll probably move on from it there. I don't stick with Call of Duty for that long. A lot of times I end up going back to Halo, for example. But yes, so far so good. Let me know what you guys think if you got a chance to play it. This is the 2v2 alpha. It is available now. They dropped it seemingly a day early. I don't know if they meant to or they accidentally put it out there and said, well, you know what? It's already out there. So just go ahead and announce it. But fun stuff there. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys next time.